Hi, this is Randy Dean, author of Managing My Life, Taming the Email Beast. And this is Randy right here on the screen so you know who you're listening to. I'm going to now give you a special extra bonus tutorial that's not really covered inside the book, but one that I found extremely handy as a capable tool inside of Microsoft Outlook, which is the capability to basically create numerous signature fields if you ever have a message that you've created that you think you might ever send again to another group of people. Basically like any kind of like a form letter or form message that you send out to people on a relatively frequent basis. So let me show you what I'm talking about here, because this is such a massive time saver. I just had to share it with you. What you can do inside of your active email account is you can always come up to your tools drop down and go to your options tab. And inside of your options tab you'll see a whole lot of different things, including this tab right here called Mail Format. And inside of here you'll see way down at the bottom the little button for signatures. Now if I click this signatures button, let me show you what I've got in here. Right here you can actually see my regular bottom of message signature, and this is what's auto inserted at the bottom of any new message that I create. So I've got that one in here, and I'll show you how that works in a minute. But notice that I've got an entire series of new messages that are in here that allow me, basically depending on the different kinds of situations that I might be in, to be able to get information to people on a relatively quick basis. So here's a good example, and this will maybe make it more clear as to what the capabilities of this tool are. I have people that request information about my speaking and training services very frequently that come in through my website. Well, what I can do is I can basically take a customized personal message here, and I'm going to actually hit this Edit tab and show you a little bit better. Inside of this, I have the capability to go inside of here and in essence set up an entire message. And you'll see it right here at the top, dear name. So that is a little tip to myself that I have to do this. Thank you for requesting my information. Per the request, I'm going to get you some information in the mail, but before then, here's some email information. Here's some of my most popular programs. Here's some of my promotional talk sheets about me. Here's a recent biography. I'll add you to my newsletter list, and here's my client relationship manager who can get back in touch with you about the questions, and thus my bottom signature. Pretty handy. Now see, what I'm trying to do here is very simply this. These requests come up all the time, and rather than having to write up a customized message every single time they come in, instead what I do is I make my best effort to do that one time. I save that text into a signature field, and then by saving that into the signature field, I can use that same message over and over and over again any time somebody new needs to get that same message. So let me show you this thing in action. I'm going to cancel out of here and cancel out of here. I've got that all set up. All you'd have to do is save to make that work. Notice that you can select any one of these signatures that you have to be your standard message for new messages. So right now I've got my Randall Dean Business, and I'm going to cancel out of here. Now see what happens when I select a new message. I select new message, and there's that auto signature that I was telling you about. There's the signature that basically gives people information about who I am when I send messages. But what I'm going to do here is sort of interesting. I'm going to select all of this because I want to actually get rid of it. I'm going to instead come up here to Insert Signature Info Request Web Training Manager, the one that I just showed you in the example. I'm going to click this. Now take a look. There is all of that information. And now what I can do is very simply this. Type over the name of the person I'm going to send it to. Dear Randy. Let's say this Randall Dean guy is the one who wants to get this information off my website. And I've got all of this information here, including links to active promotional documents out on my website. And see, when I put them in, and if I've got the URL formatted properly, those links become automatically activated inside of the Outlook account. And so this is very handy. You'll want to pay attention for any time you make a reference to name so that you make that fix. And one other thing that I do in these signatures, I actually put the text that I would use for the subject line, and I'll actually put that inside of the signature, because then I can do a simple Control X, which is a cut, Control V, which is a paste, and now I don't even have to think up a subject for the message. I can just copy or cut and paste it into my subject line, and I'm ready to roll. And I can hit the send button, and in a few seconds I can create a really nice message that looks like a customized message, but really is something that I'm using on a relatively frequent basis for this. And because I have the ability on the fly to edit, let's say I got a new promotional talk sheet or something about my company information changed, I can go in anytime and edit this thing, which is great because you can basically take any message you've got and make it better and better over time so that it performs even better for you. So, like I said, a really nice bonus tutorial. Thank you for taking the time to review this tutorial, and I hope that you found it useful. This is Randall Dean wishing you a great day.